Democrats. Today is Tuesday, January 3rd. It's time for Chair's Daily Live. Man, it's been a minute, so I kind of lost my stride. A lot of stuff has happened. I've not done a live for 30 days since the first week in December. I needed to take a break, rejuvenate, and come back and talk about some of the new things that are going on. So big stuff, big local stuff I want to talk about. 2023 is a reorganization year. 2023 is the year, in the odd years, the Oklahoma Democratic Party does its reorganization. It's where we select or re-elect new precinct officers, county officers, district officers, and state officers. We at the ODP have already started the work. We're already getting ourselves together, trying to line up a keynote speaker for our Carl Albert dinner. We're putting the word out for feelers for recipients of the Carl Albert Award. All the things are happening. So we are in reorganization mode. So this is the time. If you're thinking about getting involved in the Oklahoma Democratic Party, this is the time. Mark your calendars for March 16th. Somewhere in your county is where they're going to be electing new precinct officers or re-electing existing precinct officers. That's where we start with the process. But I'm starting it today because I want to make sure that folks who want to get involved, who never know when it's time to get involved, never know that they never hear. How do I get involved? I am telling you how you get involved right now is that you reach out to your county party and ask them where will they be holding their precinct elections that are scheduled for March 16th. That's the question. Ask them where they're going to be holding those meetings. Find out where your precinct is, if it currently has officers, and if they still want the job, or if they'd be willing to let you be a part of that. Now is the time to be focused on that. We're also writing our delegate selection plan. The delegate selection plan is where we pick the folks, and it's an election process, but it's where we pick the folks who get to go to the presidential convention, which will either be in Chicago, Houston, Atlanta, or New York City in 2024. That convention is next year, where we're already doing the work. So if you're thinking you want to be involved in that, now is the time to get involved so that you can meet the people who are going to be voting for you, and you can woo them and you can win them over so they'll vote for you when it's that time. Those are the kinds of things that we're working on at the state party. What kind of thing am I thinking about today besides the organization of our party? I've been following along with the election for the Speaker of the House. The other side is having their challenges. And the one word that keeps coming to my mind as I watch what is playing out, as I've heard about it over the last weeks, is accountability. Kevin McCarthy has been in leadership in the Republican Party for quite some time. And for a while, he had favor. And with some, he still has favor. But I think that there's something to be said about accountability. In the last 6 months, they've released the information, the communication that he had on January 6th with the folks who were asking him to encourage the insurrection and with the folks who were asking him to stop it. And his answers were right there. I think that what's playing out today on the House floor has something to do with accountability. The 3 members of the Oklahoma congressional delegation have spoken out, and they're not sure if they can vote for Kevin McCarthy as Speaker. Our delegation is about as conservative as they can get, and they're not sure if they are supporting Kevin McCarthy. He's lost 3 votes today. They're supposed to start session. They can't start session without a leader. And they've had 3 votes, and he hasn't been able to clinch it in any of those. I think it says a lot. That plus the fact that George Santos, who has admitted to lying on his political resume, who's admitted to embellishing his accomplishments, hasn't been asked to step down and has not been censored because Kevin McCarthy needs his votes. I think that is a recipe for, it's not a recipe for helping our country forward. I don't know if I need to be focused on that because what we have going on in Oklahoma right now, in Oklahoma, in our legislative session that starts in the first week of February, we have two sitting legislators who have been credibly charged with felonies. Not charged with misdemeanors, not questioned, but have actually been charged with felonies that will be serving in our legislative session that's coming up. Because the leader of the House Republicans in Oklahoma refuses to do the right thing and asking them to step down. And so we have folks who have broken the law. It is clear that they have broken the law. They have not been convicted yet, but it is clear that they have broken the law, who are going to be sitting on the floor casting votes for the laws of our state. I'm begging you to reach out to your legislator and ask them to ask the House leader to ask those two people to step down. They have been credibly charged with felonies. While they're in session, they're also going to have to be dealing with their personal legal issues. Where's their focus going to be? I doubt that it's going to be on our issues. I think it's going to be more on their issues. It's not my place to comment on the charges, but I will point out that they have been charged, that they have been fingerprinted, mugshotted. They have been credibly charged. Right now, what needs to happen is a very specific, what are they going to be convicted of? Right? Because that's where we are. It's not, did they do the thing? It's what will the charges be at the end of the deal, at the end of the day. And one instances, the feds came in and took the computers and shut down a business. In the other incident, it's on film. He was arrested, and that arrest is on film. I'm not making it about what they were charged with. We all know. It's about the fact that they are currently under federal criminal indictment, and they still serve. They will still get a say on what our laws are. We use the term for our legislators, lawmaker. I have a hard time with lawbreakers having the title of lawmaker, but that's where we are right now. I'm asking you to reach out to your legislator and ask them to strip these two people of the title of lawmaker. It doesn't make sense, and it doesn't speak to accountability. So there's that piece. And then there's the piece of our newly elected superintendent of public instruction, who has a job working for a nonprofit voucher company. The only reason that this organization exists is to privatize education in Oklahoma. His title is Superintendent of Public Instruction, and he is employed by an agency whose stated goal is to privatize education in Oklahoma. I don't know if I've seen a more clear-cut conflict of interest, but that's what we have. This is one where the governor has to ask him, serve the people who elected you. Step down from that board, step down from that job, and serve the people who elected you. And if you don't want to do that, pick. I think it is important that he shows us where his loyalty is so that we can act accordingly. I'm uncomfortable with the superintendent of public instruction also being employed by an agency whose job is to privatize education in Oklahoma. But that's where we are, and that's what's going on. And so the fact that our state congressional members are conflicted about the accountability of Kevin McCarthy, I asked them to look back at their state. We don't have a lot of accountability here. There's a lot of work for us to do, and all the more reason why Democrats in Oklahoma have to get organized, have to get united. We have to move forward. so that we can block, slow down, stop some of the nonsense that's happening at the Capitol right now. I think we still care about integrity. We must show that we still care about integrity. So I'm asking you, now's the time to get involved in the organization of the Oklahoma Democratic Party. Reach out to your county party leadership. If you don't know who that is, go out to our website, okdemocrats.org. And there's a little button that you go into that says Our Party, and you can click on your county, and it will let you send an email to your county leadership so that you can get involved. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back here tomorrow at 4:15. You guys have a great evening. See you tomorrow.